winning, can't nobody hold me.
We winning, yeah. We winning, yeah. We winning, can't nobody hold me, yeah.
We hit each other up this morning, man, and the interview, like you said, probably one of the best interviews we've seen in a while. Definitely the best interview in 2019 with Master P. Now, I got the Hookup Part 2 is dropping July the 12th.
Yeah.
So he's out here right now promoting that, but he talked like Master P only does and got into Tyler Perry, among other things. We'll talk about it, man. Let's hear what Master P has to say, and let me get your perspective. Here we go.
I bumped into Tyler Perry. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't really know, bro. I'm like, man, get out your feelings, dog. Like, I was thinking, like,
you had a run into something?
No, I don't even like. It's just the spirits wasn't right. You know, like you from all you think now I'm doing movies. I guess maybe like, man, now you're doing movies now, whatever. But I've been doing movies.
Right.
I bump into him and I'm thinking he's gonna be, yeah, big brother, I'm proud of you. The movie I got the hook up to, you know, the screening was big. The whole city showed up. You know, it was just like like you was scared or something, like, bro, you know, like, man, I'm happy for you. You know, it's enough opportunity for all of us, because really, I tell you all the time, it's really not that much money for us to make in filmmaking, because we don't own that.
Right.
I heard the speech he said on BET and all that, man, but that's what we talked, maybe because 7 years ago, we talked like, look, man, we just hook up and do something, but then you don't show up. But that's my first time seeing him, so I forgot about all that.
Right.
So I'm just like, man, look, I'm thinking it's gonna be, you know, like we done took the city over, like you said. But it was like, I don't know, dog.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because this we're gonna peel this back lab by lab. What do you think about that right there?
It's real, man. I think, you know, I appreciate him, you know, giving it up 100% real, because he could have took a higher road, but he said, you know what, I'm gonna keep it real. And he was expecting it to be one way, and it was totally different. Like, yo, like this, we ain't in competition. Like, you know, it's enough for us out here. Let's, you know, congratulate each other. You show up at mine, I show up at yours. One hand wash the other. And we, you know, this is my problem. And not that I have a major problem with Tyler Perry, but you know, I had a problem with him putting on a dress. But I think this goes to his character a little bit as being, you know, a little bit standoffish of, you know, real masculine black men for whatever reason. That's what probably could cause somebody, in my opinion, to play a role like Medea. You know what I mean? You would have to have, you know, and not only, you know, resentment for black men, but the fact that, you know, he's always just glorifying like his mom, his aunties and stuff like that. But you never hear him talking about, you know, his father or his uncles, and probably because they wasn't there.
Right.
So it comes out, you know, in these different roles and everything. But real dope that Master P, you know, took that route and kept it real, because Master P is one of the only people left out here that's doing it independent, and that's a voice for us. Other people apologize and sold out, who's supposed to be the independent voice, but Master P is standing firm and calling it like it is, man. So I got to salute Master P on that one, man. OG.
There's very few people in the game that we could look at to look up to and really say, nah, he's doing it like this for real. Master P is one of those people. Now, we watched the Tyler Perry speak live. We were there.
Yeah.
And it came off great, but we couldn't wait to get into it and talk about it. And we did our thing after that podcast. But when you listen to what Master P said about it, it almost confirms a lot of the shit that we were talking about on the podcast. And we've never met the man ever, but it was just like, you say that you want unity. You say that we need to come together. You say this, but then you throw and you act upon the same stereotypes or the same things that we've hindered us so long. And you've automatically looked at this man like a competitor. First off, he's going to take what I've built and what I've done and what I did and what I've done. And I'm the guy, so he can't take this. No. As opposed to just being, nah, let's build, let's make something better. And we can have a Lionsgate and a Warner Brothers.
Yes, sir.
We can do both. Because that's where Master P is at. All day, everything, when he sees a brother or sister aspiring. Let's build, let's do this, let's build together. You can look at it. He preaches it all day long, and then he practices it. It's something to look, it's aspiring to look at.
Right.
But this is something about Tyler Perry, and you hit the nail right on the head. You can't help but to say, or can't help but to look at the fact that, when has this man ever looked at another black man in the face when it comes to just equality and giving him any props or any love for real on a public scale?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like showing love or clapping somebody up and having your brothers during pictures. I'm talking about on a scale like this. Where's your conversation with Master P? Why can't you two sit down and do an interview and make that shit pop on the Tyler Perry Network in Georgia or with Master P somewhere? Why can't that happen? Why couldn't you do a cameo on I Got the Hook Up To and just show solidarity, not even thinking about it. But we're going to have this next movie to uplift Black women. And I have no problem with that. It's needed. It's needed. Yeah. But so is the uplifting of Black men.
Definitely. And
you are a powerful figure that have a powerful voice that could do these things. And you put it right on the head when you said a dominant and an alpha male Black figure. That's very important wording. Definitely. And that Master P's an alpha male. Yeah. Strong Black male. And he kind of withered down to that. It gets deeper, though, because you talked about a dress, oh God. So did Master P.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear it.
Financing, like I say, there's only 5%. I mean, there's 5% of all the production owned by African American. 95%. That means we don't own nothing. So you see us on all these big films and all these big projects, but the real money is in the production. Even with me, I watch. I'm like, they don't really want us to own the production part. They want us to be in front of the camera. I had to really go, take one. I just wanted to check it out, so I took a project. Like a No Limit project, even to like a BET. I'm like, man, it was just hard to get it through the system. Even though I got the money and everything, don't matter. It's like, and I went got another person of another color to go and went right through. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And I'm just like you. I seen when you feel like, man, us as people, we got to be real. Like you say, we seen the thing with Tyler Perry talk about ownership, but man, look, we got to be real with each other. We got to come together. We got to stop that. We can't be faking with each other. I think maybe, I remember, I said in the interview one time, I wouldn't put no dresser on. That's the truth. I don't care who it is. I ain't put no dresser on to make no money. That's just me. But it's not meaning to nobody. So I don't know if people take that the wrong way or whatever. That's just me as a man. Now, what about
95 and 5, oh God. Let's just break this shit down layer by layer too.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we always kind of get to, like, with the wealth disparity thing, man. Like when you look at all these different industries, NBA, NFL, Hollywood, you see us all out there, in front of the cameras and doing all the, the entertainment and stuff like that. But when it comes down to the ownership and getting that big bag, it's slim to none. Same thing in Hollywood, 95, 5%, and then he said that what was very striking, he talked about BET and him having the money and everything, taking his project and them even saying, but then he brings, somebody of a different, race over there. The project goes right through. These type of things right here, it screams out, yo, build your own. Stop going through these people. You got to start building your own, because at the end of the day, they keep disrespecting you, by the images and the things they portray. Not only that, but the money that they pay. You talked about, somebody like, let's just say Kevin Hart or The Rock or somebody. Let's say they make 10 million, to do a certain movie, whatever movie they do. But, that opening week, if they was a part of the production, that movie made 100, 100 million in 1 week or something like that. The movie over the time made $1 billion. So you could have made 500 million as opposed to that 10 million, but you want to just go to Hollywood and get the job as opposed to owning the whole thing. So, I mean, I'm loving Master P. Another thing that he said was real big is that we got to stop faking with each other. And you talked about that too. Guys just want to show up to these award ceremonies, take a little picture. But when it's time to show up and Tyler Perry, actually show up to Master P and do something and put something together, he's nowhere to be found. But he's talking all this and that. And so we need guys like Master P to continue, because he inspires young guys like us, who want to, because when we see guys bowing down to the system, it kind of discourages a lot. People that came out with strong voices, things like that. So shout out to Master P. And, that's my opinion on that, man.
Yeah. And when you look at the 95 and 5, and when you look at that disparaging number, it just goes to show you that, and you know what it reminds me of, oh God, it reminds me of A White Man Can't Jump. And in the situation where they were about to, Woody Harrelson was trying to dunk to get the money and he couldn't jump, but he was saying, no, Black people, they play to look good. White people, they play to win. And it was like, that's what they sold us. We had to be on the front of the stage. We had to be here. We had to be here. We had to be the star. And because we were so talented, we saw, that's where the height of fame is. So as long as we can get there, as long as we can dribble the basketball, be what they see us as a star, we're good. And they're going to pay us handsomely for it. So we should not complain about what they get. And oftentimes we had no idea what they were getting, because we were just getting so much and the allure was there, and we just seen this and thought that. And perception would tell you that they were getting it all. Then we found out, nah, it's not the people that sang the records. It's the motherfuckers who wrote it and did the beats.
Yep.
And the people who distributed it are making the money. Nah, it's not the people who acted out these roles that I love. It's the person who wrote the script and who distributed it and who produced it. But why don't we ever get thrown into those seats? Why don't we ever get thrown into those directions? Why don't we ever look at those as children as the top money situations or the things you should be aspiring for? Why do we always got to be in front? It's a setup, man. And when you look at somebody like Master P, and even when you look at his son, and him coming up as a child star, and Master P, it kind of just attests to how he is as a father, because him and Bow Wow were the same age doing the same thing. And you look at what Romeo's doing right now in there and producing with his dad. He co-produced. I got the hook up too. Went to USC for this. Got his own film production company. You don't hear no nonsense going on about him in comparison to his counterparts that did it the same way, same age, man. It's just, they got a real great blueprint over there. You can't do anything but look up to what Master P has going on. And he said nothing but real shit, man.
And we definitely got it. With that being said, we got to support. And another thing, you know, I think that was great that he talked about, you know, because you might look at a movie like We Got the Hook Up and say, what's this? But you got to start. He talked about Black Panther, and that was a big movie. We thought for Black people, it boosted our morale.
Came out
and it showed us
shit and
that's what I'm saying.
costumes.
But we look behind the scenes, who benefited the most off that? And it just has to change. We have to really, you know, build our own industries, because ownership equates to power. If you don't have ownership, you're not going to have no power, and you're going to be forced to take roles like putting the dress on, take roles like, you know, all these different roles that guys got to take, as opposed to saying, you know what, I'm making my own movie, my own role. And another thing to close out on this, man, I think you made a great point with this, is the influence that these guys have. And a lot of these movies is popping because of these guys' platform. Like the movie that Rock does, if it didn't go out on his platform, it wasn't going to pop. Kevin Hart's movie, it goes on his, if it didn't go out on his platform, it wasn't going to pop. All these different people who got these tens of millions of followers on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and all that, they're the main fuel for this. They just got to grow some nuts, put their own money up, get their own companies, and make this happen with their own dollar and reap the benefits. Stop going to the Universals, stop going to all these different companies and sitting up underneath, you know, them, and make your own, man.
You know, Kevin Hart got Heartbeat Production, and I'm sure The Rock got his own publishing house too, but they're still underlying under one big manufacturer. It's like if we and you got a publishing deal, but we remain under the distribution of Sony. Yeah, we got a pub deal, but we still remain by Sony. It's a little bit of a difference than what Master P has going on. And when you talk about their promotion, think about this. Oh God, in 1998, when we wanted to see a movie, how was it promoted to us via commercial? That cost a lot of money to put that ad space on TV.
Facts.
That's money that they're saving these movie company now, when they can simply go on their phone for free of charge and tell them to go watch my movie. And they go. These people got power, like you said. They got to start taking the power out of these people's hands, start putting it back into our own. Ryan Coogler, the gentleman who directed Black Panther, he also directed I forgot that movie that was out in California with the BART station. I forgot what that movie was called, but he's an incredible writer.
Yeah.
Get with a Master P and make something special.
That's what I'm saying.
And like you said, we got to support this brother, because millions and millions of dollars went into this budget, but hundreds of millions go into movies. And they're not giving these Black directors, Black entrepreneurs who want to do movies, these kind of budgets. It's a struggle. They're not putting them in movie theaters. So if it's a select theater near you, go support it. If it's on iTunes and you got iTunes, go grab it. Support this, so that it can move forward and that he can move forward, because it's important, man. This is the kind of support we need to do.
Facts. I definitely, you know, agree with that 100%, man. Make sure y'all check that interview out, Master P on the Breakfast Club, man. So much more information in that interview that you can glean from. But yeah, man, we're coming down, you know, to the end. We think we hit the hour mark right now with the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. If you enjoyed the content thus far, go ahead and hit that 5-star rating real quick, and do not forget to subscribe to this podcast so you can continue to get these episodes as we drop them almost on the daily, man. It's been a great